Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm here early today because we're having a heat wave where I am, so it's really hot in the afternoon. So I decided to come spend my morning with you. I wanted to do a collective reading. So first we're going to see who I'm channeling, what collective I'm channeling. So I'm going to start with this deck and we'll see what's going on with you, maybe what you need to focus on, maybe what's blocking you. So let's have a look at main collective energy, the main collective energy. So we have fresh start on the bottom, beautiful. So you could be focused on new beginnings right now, new opportunities with career, maybe new friendships, maybe even welcoming new chapters in love, we'll have to see. But fresh start, looking for a fresh start, that's beautiful. I have a new deck I want to use today, so we'll use that after this one. But I just want to tap into collective energy, so let's see what this collective is going through right now. All right, so we have inner child healing on the bottom, beautiful. So you could be focused on healing inner childhood wounds here. Okay, all right. We have contemplation, big decision, heavy thinking. We have reconciliation. And we have relax, step back, and trust your guides. Okay, so you could be on some sort of crossroads here, especially when it comes to someone you're connected with, blocked throat chakra. We have relax, step back, and trust your guides. So right now you're trying to trust in your intuition. You're trusting in whatever's happening or whatever is unfolding for you right now. We do have contemplation, big decision, heavy thinking. So you could be at some sort of career crossroads. This could also have to do with someone on your mind because you had new beginnings on the bottom. So you could be wondering if it's time for a new beginning for you, especially when it comes to love. Perhaps you are thinking about releasing someone here because your middle row, the card is reconciliation, coming together. And the card right before it is contemplation, big decision, heavy thinking. So you could be rethinking the idea of reconciliation with the person that was on your mind. Perhaps this was a connection that triggered a lot of your childhood wounds. And perhaps, one of the things you're thinking about is, we've been talking a lot about this when, protecting our inner child. So you could have been hoping to reconnect with someone, but maybe your inner child doesn't feel safe around them. Maybe you're discovering that the reason that you were so drawn to them was because they were triggering some of your wounds, your unhealed wounds. You could have been repeating like a familial pattern with this person, but we'll see what else comes out. 2 more, please. Self-love, beautiful, beautiful. And we have retreat. So that's what I mean. It feels like, we have divine timing, self-love, and retreat, new experiences, growth. So anyway, I find it interesting that reconciliation is your middle row because I feel like that is something that you are not focused on anymore, and perhaps that was in the past, you could have been very heavily focused on like reconciliation readings. We have self-love, going within and treating yourself. Beautiful, beautiful. We have retreat, getaway, growth, travel, new experiences, and we have divine timing. So perhaps you are a collective who's surrendering the outcome. And trusting that this could have been very hard for you to do as well. Perhaps this big decision had to do with, do you continue to hope for reconciliation or do you focus on, oh dear. I'll be right back. My sister is just having a moment. Just 1 second. All right, I'm back. All right, so what I was saying is you could have made the decision to retreat from a connection that you were focused on reconciliation with. You're clearly stepping back, trusting your guides, trusting in divine timing. And divine timing doesn't mean waiting around, right? It doesn't mean waiting around for someone or watching 10 readings about them a day. Now you are focusing on your growth. You're focusing on new experiences. You could be thinking about traveling. Book the trip. Don't wait for this person. Book the trip is what I'm hearing. And self-love. So again, you're not just waiting. You're actively focused on yourself and new experiences and growth. Beautiful. I really like this. This is very good. So I have a new deck that I'm going to use for you now. It's called Oracles of the Sea. Oracle of the Sea. So you could really love the ocean. I'm just going to shuffle it. All right. So we're just going to get a little bit more information about this collective here. We have crab, defensive, change, and growth. So perhaps you are hermiting right now. The hermit crab talks about retreating. And we have change and growth, right? Maybe you were dealing with someone defensive, or you were dealing with someone who really triggered your own defensive wounds, those childhood wounds. But you change and growth. So maybe you are working on some of your survival instincts, like your self-sabotaging tendencies, the ways that kept you safe when you were young but don't really align with you now, is what I'm hearing. All right, so let's confirm this. All right, we have 888. Interesting. It's August 7th today, but tomorrow is August 8th. Determination, expressing more gratitude for the blessings and miracles that are entering your life. So you could be doing gratitude journaling or being grateful for what you do have in your life right now. We do have tsunami, uncertainty, change, sudden change to come. We have rip current, holding it together, deeply involved in something that is beyond your control. We have sea sponge, life force energy, meditation, and visualization. You could absorb, you know what I heard right away is that you could be an empath who absorbs other people's energies. And we have 143, I love you. So you could be connected to someone you do still have unconditional love for, but you're choosing to protect yourself. And maybe this was a big decision for you to pull your energy back. Focusing on your own energy clearly. And you could have really been too deeply involved in something that was beyond your control, right? We can't change anyone else. All we can do is focus on the changes we need to make. So you're stepping back, trusting your guides. Clearly this is about love. And we have sudden change to come. So there is some sort of shift coming towards you, and that is your middle row. So we will see what's coming towards you, just so that you can be prepared, right? Release, cleanse your mind, body, and soul through the power of salt water. You could be spending time near the ocean, or maybe you use Epsom. Are they called Epsom salts? Let's get a few more for you. Moon Collective's energy. All right, we have lethargy, lack of energy, and enthusiasm. So you could definitely be feeling a lack of enthusiasm and energy towards the idea of reconciliation, right? And now you're focusing on self, because clearly something was very stuck here, something that you had no control over, right? We have turquoise, enduring love, communication, and being heard. And we have sea turtle, slow down and pace yourself to endure life's transformational cycles with ease. Interesting. So there could be something here to do with communication. I'll look in a minute, but this slow down and pace yourself. So you are trying to slow down, focus on self, right? Retreat, get away, growth, new experiences. There could be some sort of blockage when it comes to communication. Maybe you have a hard time communicating, or the person that you are connected to. Again, your middle row is reconciliation. And again, what I'm hearing is that you've taken your focus off of reconciliation, right? I want to see what's coming towards you, just because I'm seeing that test card. There could be a test coming towards you with communication, but the right connections for you, enduring love, communication, and being heard, right? So I'm kind of hearing that maybe you didn't feel heard by this person. Maybe you tried to, maybe you absorbed this person's energy. Maybe you tried to get them to see your perspective, or you tried to get them to change, but they weren't hearing you. And this new experience is growth. Maybe one of the lessons you're learning is that the people who are meant to align with you will hear you and will endure, right? We had that crab and defensiveness. So you could be someone who, when there's conflict, maybe you shut down, maybe you do have a blocked throat chakra, or you could have been dealing with someone when there was conflict, they could have went silent on you. Again, I need to confirm all this. Window of opportunity, interesting. I'm just going to get 3 more from this deck. 3 more. Relax. There's a theme here of you stepping back. Maybe you're spending time in a hammock. But there is a theme here that you are taking a step back from, maybe not even just from this connection, but from other situations that cause you stress. Relax. A calm mind is the ultimate weapon against any challenge. So maybe you're choosing silence right now, right? And we have 666, harmony and balance, balancing your thoughts and worries and concerns to bring about positive outcomes. So whoever you are trying to balance the heart and the mind. Again, I'm feeling kind of like a conflicted energy, because clearly whoever this is, you have love for them. You're trusting in divine timing, but you're really trying to focus on self. And I just want to commend you for that, because it's hard, right? It's hard, especially if you had an attachment. All right, I said 3, I only got 1. So 2 more. 2 more. Main collective. All right, we do have 555 change. So change, there's a lot about change, trusting your guides. This is all beautiful. 555, deepen your spiritual practices. We also have octopus. The path to success is on your current course. So you could very much be protecting your energy, especially with people who have this octopus energy. And what I mean by that is people who drain your energy, right? Perhaps you are learning how to set healthier boundaries. And then we have deep sea, darkness and worry. Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. You know, I feel like a lot of you are going through a transition here, and things always get worse before they get better. You could have a lot of, you could be learning how to set boundaries with people, communicating your needs to people, speaking your authentic truth, I'm hearing. And perhaps you do have some people that are exiting your life right now, not just this person, but other people as well, octopus energy. All right, so I'm gonna grab a different deck. I mean, this looks really good. I know it's... what you're doing is difficult. You're choosing self, you're choosing growth over attachment is what I'm hearing. So I'm just going to get a few cards from this deck. Oh, look, we have higher vibration. Came out from a different deck. Energetic mismatch on 2 different vibrations. So yeah, you could definitely be stepping back knowing that whoever this is in your middle row, reconciliation, that kind of triggered the darkest parts of you, I'm hearing. You're understanding that you're just not on the same frequency anymore. And again, the energy that I'm feeling, there could be people exiting your life right now, which can be confusing. Because you seem to be in this higher vibration. That's from a different deck, but I'm taking it. All right, so your current energy. You could be seeing people's true colors. You could be seeing your own true colors, right? Clairsentience. So your clairs could be coming online. Intuitive feelings regarding self or others. Oh my goodness. So yes, you could definitely be, we have deserve better on the bottom. Oh, so what I'm seeing is I am seeing someone who can... I feel like whoever you are very self-aware, right? You're very focused on self right now, on growth. And when that happens, you can kind of start seeing through other people's masks, right? You can see when someone else is acting from a place of shadow. You can see when someone else is, like, maybe you're very intuitive and you can read people's energy, right? Maybe you just have a sense when something is off with someone. We have this true color card, and that's kind of what I was feeling. This is coming out as a very confusing message, but I feel like that is part of what the collective is going through. Is I feel like whoever you are, you've been focused on someone, right? You've been focused on reconciling with someone who clearly you had a lot of differences with. Clearly this person triggered some of the wounds you needed to heal. And I feel like now that you're not focused on them and you're learning about yourself and you're healing yourself, you're actually seeing your own true colors. And I mean that in a very beautiful way. But at the same time, you're also seeing this person's true colors. And I'm somebody that believes our shadows don't define us unless we let them, right? There's that expression, hurt people hurt people. But a lot of hurt people heal so they never hurt others the way they were hurt. And I feel like that's you. And with this, like you're vibing on a higher frequency. So it almost feels like you have an intuitive knowing when someone is not in the same vibration as you or not aligned with you. You can see through the veil is what I'm hearing. And also seeing the true colors of this person you've been focused on reconciliation with. Because that's the thing, when we are in attachment, when we are accepting less than we deserve, when we are hyperfixated on the outcome, and we continue to shrink ourselves, right? We had that communication card. We continue to shrink ourselves to keep that person in our life. When we finally take our focus off of that, or we get out of a situation like that, and the fog starts to clear, right? The fog starts to clear, we start to heal, and all of a sudden we are seeing things very differently. So at one point you could have felt like reconciliation was all you wanted with this person, but right now it feels like you're seeing, wait a minute, now that I'm finding love for myself, now that I'm healing these things, I'm realizing I deserve better than that, right? And again, there's this energy of you trusting in divine timing that if it's meant to be, it'll be, and if not, spirit will align you with the right people. I'm hearing acceptance, like healthy detachment, acceptance. Look at that card. You could also be reflecting on some of your shadows here, right? The ways that maybe you didn't show up in the healthiest way because of those defense mechanisms that we were talking about. But that card is the middle card, and that's where the reconciliation card was. So whoever this was that you were focused on in the past, you're seeing the energetic mismatch, right? You're seeing their true colors, and that you deserve better. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Blue Jays are out. Aww. It says, yeah, I'm broken, but I'm open. But open. Yeah, I'm broken, but open. I'm hopeful to love again. Right? So clearly this past connection, you felt ripped in two. You could have felt like half of you is missing when this ended. But through self-love, through growth, through new experiences, through healing the inner child, you're putting the pieces back together again of your heart. And you're hopeful that in the future you will have an opportunity, a fresh start at love. And you're trusting in spirit that what is meant for you will align with you. Revive, right? So you're reviving yourself. Maybe you're getting your sparkle back. You could be going through a glow up. One more card for this row. You could be getting good advice. Main collective. Realizing you made a good point against them. Interesting. Good advice. So whoever you are, you're getting good advice right now. That's good. And touche, realizing you made a good point against them. So I'm hearing it, so I'm going to say it. Perhaps you did try and set boundaries with this person, and perhaps for a while you were overthinking if you did the right thing, but I think that you're realizing that you did do the right thing. Perhaps you went to someone for advice, perhaps you sought healing for advice, and the person told you, no, you were being mistreated, you deserve to put boundaries up, right? This reading started with a blocked throat chakra. So I definitely feel like there was a lesson in boundaries here, which maybe you are carrying into other areas of your life. And flipped over on the top, we have point of view, perspective. So this could have been a situation where you were doubting your perspective for a while until you got good advice. Did this person make you doubt your perspective of your experience? Because that's the first thing that I'm hearing. Like if you were in a situation where you both had your defenses up, you could have felt invalidated by this person, right? But now you're seeing that, I don't want to say that your perspective was right, but I'm hearing your feelings were valid. And again, not that we need validation outside of ourselves, but sometimes when we come out of a very confusing situation, it can help to, I hate that I'm saying this, but it can help to have someone else's point of view about what you went through, especially if you are used to being dismissed, right? Or doubting your own feelings. I think you're realizing that you were seeing it clearly, right? Whatever you were seeing within this connection. All right, I'm just gonna get a few more. Oh no, oh dear. Maybe there's been lots of interruptions. Hang on. All right, I had to pause it because what is that doing in here? These cards don't belong in here. Deserve better and goals. So maybe you're realizing you deserve better in many areas of your life. You could be focused on your goals. Anyway, apparently my partner texted me because apparently my son fell asleep on the couch and fell off the couch and banged his elbow and giggled and then just continued sleeping on the floor in a ball. But when I saw he hit himself, I had to pause it and go check on him. Anyway, where were we? We have cutting ties, right? So releasing attachment, that's what I was feeling. And not only with this person, but in other areas of your life. I talk about this all the time when we are trying to ascend, when we're trying to grow, when we're trying to heal. We can have situations, people that are kind of holding us down, especially like if they don't want us to grow. So you're learning how to release attachment, right? Healthy detachment is what I'm hearing. Cutting ties so that you can ascend further. Maybe you are starting to trust your intuition about, because this is like clairsentience, intuitive feelings regarding self or others. So instead of keeping someone in your life from a place of fear and attachment, you're trusting your intuition to release them. All right. We also have Libra on the bottom. So if it's not fair, if it's not honest, if it's not balanced, it feels like you are releasing attachment to things, and it will help you ascend. I know it's hard to go through because it can be when we're releasing things in our life, it can be very sad. It can be very emotional, right? Big decision, contemplation. There could be other areas that you're thinking of releasing, or people, situations. But it stings a little more each time. So this person could have stung you again and again and again and again before you learned your lesson and released them, right? The main thing that I'm seeing here is that you've taken your focus, you're seeing it logically, right? That middle row, reconciliation, seeing their true colors, seeing your own true colors in the most beautiful way. You're changing your focus to self. And whoever this was, it stung a little bit more each time. And after all I've been through, I let my heart take its chances just to be loved by you. So you could have given this person a lot of chances. You could have been through a lot in your life, and maybe your intuition was telling you, like maybe there were red flags, maybe there were warning signs, but you just wanted this person to choose you. You just wanted this person to love you. And when that happens, I always say this, it's actually our soul calling for attention. It's our soul wanting to choose us. So it feels like you've finally chosen self, which is beautiful. We have Sagittarius, optimistic, ambitious. You could have been connected to a Sagittarius, or you could be a Sagittarius, but trying to be optimistic. We have you inspire me. So you could even be showing gratitude for the lessons that this person taught you, right? Like, you inspired me to realize my worth. You inspired me to choose myself. You inspired me to be better, to grow, so that I don't ever have to get stung again. And that's beautiful, because I'm not seeing resentment. I'm not seeing anger. And that will block you, right? I was seeing this really interesting explanation of how energy works and how it can be connected to our spine and the chakras. And I'm not explaining it the right way, but I'm going to try. The heart chakra on your spine is takes up half of your spine or something. Don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on this. Oh my gosh, don't quote me on this. But she was talking about how when we're not in alignment, when we have all these blockages, we tend to hunch over, like we're out of alignment, and it blocks the energy that's coming to us. And she was talking about being in alignment, which is more than a good posture. But she was explaining the vertebrae on the spine where the heart chakra is. And when you hold on to resentment, when you hold on to anger, when you hold on to blame, it blocks you from calling in healthy connections. It blocks you from calling in healthy things. And it's such wounded energy, right? And I understand being in that energy of blame and feeling resentful and feeling angry at someone for how they treated you. But we also have to remember we allow people to treat us that way, right? Especially if we have problems speaking up, communicating, setting boundaries. So we can allow someone to sting us over and over and over again. And we're like, ow, why do you keep doing that? Because we keep letting them. So anyway, the energy that I'm seeing here, I'm even sitting up straighter, which I don't normally do because I have a crooked spine. It feels like you're releasing all of those things, right? And seeing the lessons in it, being grateful for the lessons, looking back, seeing like, I'm glad, not that you're glad this happened, but like you're glad it happened because now you see you deserve better, right? This person, even through, I'm seeing the broken mirror card in a channeled message deck that I used to use, right? They reflect back to you your deepest fears, insecurities, and wounds through their actions or lack of actions. So you're actually taking those lessons, you're turning your lemons into lemonade, right? And it seems to me like you're seeing that this person did trigger a beautiful transformation within you, right? Which is healthier for you. 2 more. Two. Missing piece. Realizing you're the missing piece of the puzzle. Missing piece by Vance Joy, I have to mention it. You could have been looking outside of yourself to feel complete. I forgive. That's your affirmation. Right? So you could have always felt like something was missing in your life. You could have always felt an emptiness inside of you, a void. And maybe when you met this person, you thought, oh, I finally found my missing piece. But now you're realizing that that missing piece is you. We have disconnected. Energetic disconnect from this person. So you are disconnecting your energy from them. Which again, not a bad thing. We have these 2 cans and the string between them is cut. This is beautiful. Me, myself, and I, that's all I've got in the end. That's what I found out, right? That you need to be your own provider, protector. That you are in charge of who you let into your energy and what you allow. We treat others how to treat us by what we accept, right? What we allow. Stepping into your power, stepping into your strength, finding that inner strength, that inner lion within you. I really like this. This is beautiful. And you would have good, challenging love. You probably hurt your little hands on the thorns, is what I'm hearing, maybe multiple times. But again, whoever you are, you're thankful for the lessons because it's led you to who you are today. Right? You could have went from feeling not good enough, low self-worth. That's probably why you stayed so long or tried so hard. I'm hearing the song I Hope You're Happy by Blue October, which is a beautiful song. It is about unconditionally loving someone and hoping that they have success and happiness and love in their life, even if it's not with you. But I remember how we tried and we tried. So you could have really tried to make this work, but now you're wishing them well is what I'm hearing. And I don't say this lightly because we're not labeling things around here anymore. But this is smelling a little bit like a divine soul. I can smell it. Does anybody here smell energy? I used to joke I can smell people. But I am someone who can smell energy. So when someone's energy is off, I can smell it. Like literally smell it. Okay, so I'm going to get you, I do want to get you a certain deck in a moment. First, we're going to look at Unspoken Oracle. The Amazon truck is here. I'm like a dog. The Amazon truck is here. I can hear it. All right. So I'm just going to shuffle these once. Authentic expression. Exactly. Learning how to speak your authentic truth. And do you know what happens when you speak your authentic truth? Some people fall away, and that's okay, right? Some people fall away, and that's okay. Speaking truth, no longer shrinking, letting your real self shine, alignment over approval. Right? Beautiful. Yesterday somebody else said, you're not being your authentic self anymore. I miss you. This is me, right? What you're missing is not me. It's hearing about your person. Let's be honest. All right. Yeah, we have authentic expression. And then we have mixed messages, confusing communication, inconsistent tone, words not matching actions, unclear intentions, right? And we had that part about communication in one of those decks and how your communication is changing, right? So you could have been someone who because you could have attracted in like mixed messages from people, right? Because you were having a hard time speaking your authentic truth. Dream job alignment, purpose meets opportunity, authentic expression. That's important. Blocked throat chakra, very important here. Right place, right time. Your fulfillment is calling. So even the lessons you're learning about speaking your authentic truth could have to do with your dream job, right? Maybe your purpose or your mission or your dream job involves speaking your authentic truth, alignment over approval, right? All right. What do we need to know about you, my beautiful friend? You're doing such a good job. You hit your breaking point. Exactly. You got stung too many times and you hit your breaking point like most of us do. Especially like I'm hearing wounded empath can absorb things like a sponge, can put up with less than they deserve, right? Can overlook red flags. But clearly you hit your breaking point here. And enough was enough, right? Emotionally drained. Emotionally drained. You gave it everything you had. Remember that song I was hearing? I remember how we tried and we tried. Big realization. You hit your breaking point, Tower, remember? Sudden clarity, hidden truth revealed, perspective shift, mind-body alignment. And I was talking about the alignment of the chakras and the... I don't know, for some reason I'm sitting up very straight in this reading, which I don't normally do. Realignment. So once you hit your breaking point, you were able to, remember your first card, you were able to raise your vibration, sign. Values are shifting. You no longer want what you used to want, right? You don't want to get stung anymore. Outgrowing the old. Remember all that about the middle row. I see your true colors. Returning to balance, choosing a new direction of self. It's smelling divine to me. It's smelling divine. Mixed messages. Surrender. Boundaries up. Everything I said. Right? You hit your breaking point with mixed messages. And we always say, see everything as a mirror. So if this person was inconsistent with you, if they were giving you mixed messages, you would have been someone who wasn't speaking your authentic truth, who wasn't like maybe Maybe there were times where you bit your tongue because you didn't want to speak your authentic truth, and maybe your tone seemed off to them, right? Or maybe I'm seeing, like, it's really weird, but that drop down I got from my sister, I love her, but she was asking me if my partner is mad at her. And I was like, what are you talking about? My partner's not mad at you, you little overthinker. But because he's a dry texter, she thought he was mad at her. We're trying to plan a trip. Anyway, but that's what I mean. Like, sometimes when you're holding on to unspoken words, unspoken truths, you're holding it all in because you can't speak your authentic truth because this person has stung you or dismissed you many times. When you're holding that in, it can come out as, like, you know, an off tone, or maybe I'm seeing, like, this person text you dryly and you respond, okay, period. You know, maybe your words weren't aligning with what was truly going on with you because you weren't speaking your authentic truth. But you're surrendering this, right? Your values are shifting. You no longer want inconsistency. You want enduring love. And we're not just talking about romantic love. We're talking about family, friends, everything, right? You're surrendering anything that requires you to shrink. Letting go of control, trusting in divine order, releasing expectations, flowing with grace. And your expectations could have been, they need to change, they need to change, they need to change. They keep hurting me, right? This is beautiful. And again, when you surrender those things that no longer align with you, it helps you, when you cut those ties, you start ascending faster, right? Boundaries up. Standing firm, learning how to say no. I still remember 2 years ago, I can't remember what was going on in my life, but I was really busy and I had, like, a friend or foe type of situation. It was a friendship where I had to completely mask who I was. She told me she never wanted me to talk about spirituality or anything like that. So I wasn't myself whenever I was with her. And she asked me to do something that I really didn't want to do. And I can remember it took me like 24 hours to say no. That's how big of it, like, that's how hard it was for me to say no, right? So you're learning how to say no to things. You could be a little bit of a recovering people pleaser, right? We're allowed to say no. We're allowed to choose ourselves. We're allowed to, if we don't want to go somewhere or do something, we're allowed to say no. Protecting peace, guarded but graceful. So this is also about learning how to speak your authentic voice from a calm place, not from a defensive place. Because what used to happen to me was I would be pushed to my breaking point and then I would explode. I would like Knight of Swords in reverse type of energy, like or even Knight of Wands in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse. Very cutthroat, very harsh, very like off with your head. And I would blame the other person, but it was me holding everything in. It was bubbling up inside of me until I exploded. So now you are learning how to communicate from a graceful place before you hit that point, right? Beautiful. 2 more cards for the top row. 2 more cards. You're definitely glowing. You're definitely glowing. The test. I told you I was worried there was going to be a test. It's your last card. Public glow up, quiet confidence, attracting attention right now. Energy speaks louder than words. You're glowing up. So you could be attracting a lot of attention right now, or you're letting your energy speak for itself, right? Who cares who's watching? And then we have the test. And this doesn't just have to be this past person. You could be being tested in many areas of your life. Your boundaries could be being tested right now. Situations where you have to speak from a grounded but graceful place right before you hit that breaking point. You could be being tested at work. You could be being tested with, like spirit is testing your growth right now. And that could be in many different areas. Even like I go through tests with people I just interact with buying tarot cards and things like that, right? All right, let's keep going. Yeah. Breaking point. On the bottom, we have power move. You hit your breaking point, taking back control, choosing peace, right? And I said that we can continue to let someone hurt us over and over and over again until that penny drops that, wait a minute, I'm allowing it, right? I'm allowing them. Silent strength, elevated self-worth, you. We have outside influences, boundaries up. So there could have been a lot of outside influences here, divided attention, emotional interference. This could have been happening with more than one person, though, is what I'm hearing. Like you could have been going through this with not only this person in your past that kept stinging you, but other people as well. And boundaries up, learning to say no, protecting peace, guarded but graceful. That's good. Mixed messages. Mixed messages. Tables have turned, energy shift, right? You're no longer interested in those mixed messages or inconsistent energy. Tables have turned, energy shift. It says the runner becomes the chaser, but we're not focusing on them. What I'm hearing is you're no longer running from self, right? On the bottom, we do have love rewrite. New chapter in love, emotional maturity, releasing old patterns. So there is an energy shift here. So I don't think you'd be calling in mixed energy anymore or inconsistent energy, because that's not you anymore, right? We attract the energy we're in. Like attracts like, misery attracts misery. Wounded people attract wounded people. Surrender season. I'm seeing the apology. Surrender season. What are you surrendering? Mixed signals. Authentic expression. You hit a crossroads here. You're surrendering to situations. And this could have to do with work as well, but you're surrendering any situation where you have to shrink yourself, right? Or you have to choose to shrink yourself or choose to be inauthentic. You've chosen you. You've chosen to be your authentic self. No longer calling in mixed energy, because again, when we are afraid to speak our truth, when we hold back, when we suppress, we're going to attract in somebody who's very similar to us, right? Who is also suppressing and giving mixed energy, right? So you've chosen here, you've chosen self. If I can't be my authentic self, right? It's not aligned with me. Alignment over approval. Recovering people pleaser, I'm hearing it. And you're surrendering anybody that, or any situation that that makes you shrink, right? Let them watch. Power move, you're choosing silence. Taking back control, choosing peace, silent strength, elevated self-worth. You could be doing something online right now that people are keeping an eye on or watching. Energy speaks louder than words. So you could also be choosing silence in some situations, right? I'm seeing a moon card from the moon deck. And it talks about saying less, right? Say less. So you could have even been an over-explainer. Oh my gosh. Right? You could have been someone who tried to explain your boundaries or tried to explain why something. I am calm, I am peaceful, and I let the rest take care of itself. I honor my emotions as they come up. And it's 11:11. Magic. Anyway, no longer explaining yourself away is what I'm hearing. Choosing silence. And you know, if you have somebody that you have a really hard time choosing silence with, like it causes you to overthink and worry and stress, that's a sign that you need to choose silence, right? Because look at what energy it throws you into. And there is nothing wrong with choosing silence, especially if you've already explained your boundaries or explained yourself. Silent strength coming through twice. Energy speaks louder than words. The test. Okay, so we have realignment here. Yeah, so you're going to be tested. You're either being tested with people who are emotionally unavailable right now. And your values are shifting, so this wouldn't align with you anymore, right? And again, these tests are important because it allows us to break a cycle. And once we break that cycle fully, those tests stop, right? These situations that emotionally guarded, half in, half out, fear of depth, avoiding vulnerability, right? Avoiding authentic expression. So you'd be being tested in situations right now, or you will be, where it could trigger those old wounds, where you feel like you need to avoid being your vulnerable self or avoid speaking your truth. And the way to pass that test is to speak your truth and to be vulnerable. Healing patterns, transforming pain into power, you. So any situation where you feel like you have to shrink, I've said it a million times, it's not aligned with you, right? You've values shifting, outgrowing the old, returning to balance, choosing a new direction. All right, I'm going to pull two more cards, two more. Alignment feels magnetic, so if it feels like there's a wall up, it's not aligned with you. I don't know why, but I'm hearing to pull two more cards. Two more cards. What do we need to know? One more. Okay. So we have inner child healing and self-sabotage, everything that we were talking about, right? Breaking old habits through inner child healing, reconnecting with joy, soothing old wounds. And every time you pass a test, every time you speak your authentic truth when you're scared, every time you're afraid to be vulnerable and you are vulnerable, it heals you, right? Bit by bit, it heals you. So continue focusing on your inner child healing right now, reconnecting with joy. You're healing probably years of self-sabotaging tendencies, right? Ways that you learned as a child to keep yourself safe, that keep you in unhealthy dynamics. All right, already my phone is dying. I have something wrong with my phone. So, oh dear, I'm about to spill a can of water. Hang on, I don't want to do that. All right, I'm back. So I am going to get these Journey to the Divine Feminine. I want to see how your Divine Feminine energy is doing because you're working on balance. So we'll see if there's anything that needs extra focus, extra attention. And then we'll see how your masculine energy within is doing. All right, so feminine energy of this collective, inner feminine energy. Inner feminine energy. Interesting. We have telepathy and divine feminine. Oh my gosh. So you could be able to, this is, you know, you could have telepathic communication with someone, but I'm more so hearing that intuition, right? Because you're in this divine feminine energy, you're very intuitive, right? You're trusting your intuition. You just have an intuitive sense about people. So this says, able to sense other people's feelings and moods. But then we have divine feminine here. And I just remember that card that said, I love you, right? And I was hearing, I hope you're happy by Blue October. So clearly this is someone that you still have love for, but you're focused on self, journeying back to self, sacred feminine. That's beautiful. So your feminine energy is doing great. Manifest, visualizing, affirming. Beautiful. Bless you, Wally. Divine feminine. That card doesn't come out a lot, I'll tell you. I've seen it on the bottom a few times. Let's get another one. Maybe you're on a beach. I keep seeing like the hammock on the beach, and now this divine feminine is on a beach. Your inner divine feminine energy, or your inner feminine energy, I should say. We have third party. Ooh, so you could have people, or there could have been third party interference within this connection, but we're not focused on the connection, right? Someone could be trying to disrupt your journey right now. Negative influence. Negatively influencing the divine feminine away from the divine masculine. And I'm not talking about the other person. I'm talking about there could be people in your energy who, think about it, masculine energy, very assertive, speaks their truth with confidence. So because you are this feminine energy, nurturing, caring, maybe there was wounded energy within your masculine energy where someone was trying to, or multiple situations, right, were keeping you from speaking your authentic truth or being your authentic self. I actually want to confirm that card right now. Causing chaos, causing you to overthink. Let's confirm third party. Transmuting the lessons that you're learning, alchemizing lower vibrations. So whoever you are, you're seeing the lessons in everything is what I'm hearing. Using the qualities associated with the divine feminine, like intuition, compassion, and receptivity. So even having compassion for people who are in lower vibrational energy or are in more negative mindsets, right? Not you're not letting them affect you is what I'm hearing. You are learning how to speak from an assertive place, right? Lemons into lemonade. How many times have I said it? Again, taking the lessons from these other influences, negative influences in your life, and transmuting them into power. I don't know why I'm seeing the movie Cool Runnings. Anyway, I'm seeing the movie Cool Runnings, the Jamaican bobsled team. Jamaica, we are a bobsled team. I love that movie. Your inner feminine. Oh, okay. That was weird. The card yearning. You saw it. It came out and then went back in, and separation. So you are surrendering to separation. Physical, emotional, energetic. Remember, disconnection. releasing attachment. And because you've made it this far, I'll say it. We have karmic family and friends sticking out here, so maybe even choosing separation between karmic family and friends, which is difficult. I'm going to say it since we've made it this far, and this does smell very divine. The counterpart journey, the divine journey, it's not about reunion with your person. It's not about a romantic fairy tale. It's about the journey back to self, and you understand that. So you could be choosing to separate yourself from karmic family and friends. Karmic lessons, right? One more for your top row. One more for your top row. Paying off karmic debts owed from past lives and the present life. Breaking karmic cycles. Soul recognition, being proud of yourself for all the work you've done. Recognizing your own worth, that you deserve better. Remember all the things. Being proud of yourself, giving yourself credit for all the hard work you're putting into your healing journey. It is hard work. There's a reason why a lot of people aren't doing it. There's a reason people can't sit and listen to a reading about themselves. Loves unconditionally, right? We talked about that. Loving people unconditionally does not mean accepting bad behavior. I hope you're happy. Blue October. Loving yourself unconditionally, loving others unconditionally. Again, unconditional love does not mean being a doormat. All right, I just want to confirm, I just want 2 more cards for right here, and then I'm going to confirm these with the masculine deck as well to see how you're balanced out. Your feminine energy looks amazing. 2 more. 2 more for this collective. 1, 2. Dignity, choosing dignity, choosing self and walking away from situations that no longer align with you. Do you know how hard that is to do when you're in wounded energy? It's very difficult. You hold on to things. Walking away out of self-respect, knowing your value, and learning self-worth. This is powerful. Walking away when you see red flags, not only within other people, but within yourself, right? The connections that cause you to feel like you have to shrink or shut down. I always talk about this, like people talk about red flags as, oh, I see their red flags. It's also about seeing the red flags within us. Like we know when something's not aligned with us, right? I heard someone, self-care, realizing when those red flags within yourself that are calling for your attention, calling you to go within. Taking care of their own needs, having a high regard for their own well-being and happiness, right? Look at the red. You could be working on your root chakra. But like when you see red flags within self, when you're starting to feel resentful or tired or triggered, right? Going within. But also having self-worth, not overlooking red flags, choosing to walk away when you see them instead of waiting for that tower to fall, right? Beautiful. This is powerful energy. And maybe you have been someone because in the past, right, we were so focused on feminine energy, you got to balance your feminine energy, that we were overlooking the need to balance the masculine energy as well within, right? This is good. This is good. Synchronicities, they're about you. Mission work. Being called to start your mission, working to embody your highest self and potential, wanting to passionately spread your light. Mr. Crow confirms. Thank you, Mr. Crow. Mr. Crow is proud of you. Message from the other side. Confidence, starting to feel good about yourself, feeling confident about your divine feminine energy within, feeling more confident about self. I love this. I love it. So we're going to check your masculine energy now. Masculine energy. Your inner masculine energy. Oh, we had commitment, but commitment to yourself, commitment to self, right? Interesting. We have music, messages received through song lyrics. So you could be getting a lot of messages through music, or you could be healing through music, connecting with your higher self through music. Beautiful. Ooh, we have overindulgence, lessons of change and balance. So you're learning lessons of overindulgence right now, like overgiving, overeating, over drinking, spending too much, giving energy that's beyond what you have to give, right? I was thinking about it, how I had to stop to keep that can of water from falling over. Like, you're protecting your cup. Important lessons about overgiving, right, is what I'm hearing. Or remember, you're choosing self. You're choosing your dignity rather than overgiving. I'm just going to confirm this one. Overindulgence, lessons of change and balance. Maybe like learning important lessons about how when something is out of balance, right, the energy can't flow. You could be focusing on balancing things in your life, the energy that, you know, you give to self-care, the energy you give to working, like finding a balance between work and friends and self-care, family and work, food, whatever it is. But I want to confirm it. Overindulgence. We have ghosting. That's interesting. Awakening, change in behavior. Perhaps you were, this says, unable to express feelings in a healthy manner. So I talked about like when you let it build up, maybe you exploded, right? It does say blocking phone numbers and social media. So maybe you are removing people from your social media. You know, a lot of the time when we block, it comes from a triggered place. But I always say sometimes we need to do it to keep ourselves safe, right? I want to get one more for that one. I hope you're not over blocking people, right? We have separation, karmic family and friends. So you could be learning important lessons about the connections that you overgive to, like we were talking about. Karmic family and friends came out twice. So maybe you are learning lessons about how there are certain connections in your life that you have been overindulging in, karmic connections. Choosing separation. It's matching your feminine energy, which shows balance. Lessons in balance. Balanced energy, equal give and take, right? Emotional availability. All right, a few more. Your masculine energy. Standing in your power. Not backing down from your boundaries, from your authentic truth. Standing in your power. Standing up for yourself. Not letting people walk all over you is what I'm hearing. Divine masculine. You're getting there. It's right there. You're getting there. It didn't come out, but you're getting there. So whoever you are, you still need to continue focusing on your masculine energy. clearly. But you're doing amazing. Inner masculine energy. Inner masculine energy. Stepping out of your comfort zone. I consciously look for ways to improve my life. Your affirmation. So you could be learning how to step out of your getting out of your comfort zone when it comes to being vulnerable, right? Learning how to be vulnerable again. Feeling fear and doing it anyway. Opening up and sharing your weaknesses. Learning how to be vulnerable with others. And the right people, remember that card about communication, enduring love? The right people want to hear your vulnerabilities. The right people will embrace your vulnerable side. Maybe you're someone, because this is coming out in your masculine energy, maybe you are someone who had a fear of being vulnerable or of appearing weak, right? Maybe you had your vulnerabilities dismissed a lot as a kid or within this connection. So learning to be vulnerable again. Overthinking. I'm going to have to confirm this card. You could be an overthinker. You could be an Aquarius or a Virgo. Excessively analyzing situations. Could be dwelling on some negative outcomes, right? So overthinking. Remember, overthinking can be wounded energy. It's not your true intuition. So when you find yourself ruminating about something, right? It can cause chaos in the mind. So if you are finding yourself overthinking about something, really focus on that self-care that we talked about. What are you overthinking about? What are you overthinking about? So just one thing I want to mention, because we have overthinking in the last row and we have a test. So remember when I was talking about if you get a message from someone, right, the test, doesn't matter who it is, and it sends you into overthinking and fear about being silent or what you should say or when you should say it. Again, sometimes I'm just thinking about where the cards were aligning in this reading. Energy speaks louder than words. So if you do have something come in that causes you to overthink and triggers you, definitely don't be responding from a triggered place. But again, I'm hearing choose silence. Energy speaks louder than words. Independent, so you could be overthinking, will I be alone forever? Can I be independent? Can I be happy on my own? You can. Your feminine energy seems to be thriving in its independence. Not influenced or controlled by others, right? So again, if you have situations in your life that are causing that, stand in your strength, stand in your power. And again, I'm hearing for some of these situations, you might need to choose silence. I just want to get one more for that. I just want to get you as much clarity. Overthinking. Overthinking. All right, so we have desire, secretly wanting somebody outside of you, right? Overthinking, independence. I think that what's happening for some of you is maybe you're overthinking about being alone. Maybe you're overthinking if you can survive without these karmic family and friends, or you could, again, desire could still come up within you when it comes to having love in your life. You could still be desiring love outside of yourself, which again is a call to go within. But also don't be too hard on yourself. Don't feel like you are failing in some way, if you still do have want someone else in your life, right? That it's normal for us to want human connection in our life. We're not meant to be alone. But again, as you release things that no longer align with you, you do go through a period of feeling like you're alone. And it is okay to desire love and connection in your life. But it's important, especially on this journey, to have the right people around you, right? So try not to be too hard on yourself if you're still desiring companionship in your life, right? It's a humans want companionship. But it's important not to settle for less, right? All right, I just want to see, I'm just going to do tarot, I just want to see past, present, and what's coming towards you. Just really quick touch in with your energy here. Past energy first. I'm just going to cut the deck. I feel called to cut the deck. So we'll see past energy. Oh, we have the Knight of Swords, right? I mentioned the Knight of Swords. So you could have been anxiously attached to someone. I always see the Knight of Swords as someone little bit of impulsive chaser energy, right? Fast, focused, unstoppable. Nothing can stop me, right? I want union or whatever. Knight of Swords. And again, you could have been someone that would need to hit your breaking point before you could stand up for yourself. All right, so clearly in the past, you were very focused on this connection. Past energy of this beautiful collective. Past energy of this beautiful collective. Hanged Man. Seven of Wands. So clearly, whatever happened here, you withdrew your energy or you're surrendering it, right? Learning how to set boundaries, right? Protecting your energy is what I'm hearing. Hanged Man, a shift in perspective. So again, sometimes when it's right here, we can't see it, right? We're too close to see the truth of what's going on because we're attached, maybe we're wounded. But seeing it from a different perspective, embracing a period of uncertainty, withdrawing your energy, protecting your energy, putting up boundaries. And also a new perspective, possibly about your own defensiveness, right? Because we were talking about defensiveness, and it's completely normal, in my experience, for people when their shadows are triggered, they go into defense if they're not on the healing journey. They go into defense mode. That's the Empress in the upright. Five of Wands, conflict, arguments, clash of egos, right? Wounded energy fighting wounded energy. Very defensive. Maybe very different perspectives of what was going on. Everybody has their own perspective of the situation, right? Five of Wands, so fighting, arguments. And right, I was smelling a divine collective, so you could really resonate with being on the divine journey. The Empress flipped off the top. So conflict, withdrawal, boundaries. And again, you both could have been very defensive here. And maybe that's something you see in people now, right? When you bring up something that's hurt you, when you're vulnerable with someone and they get very defensive, it's because they're protecting their ego. They're protecting their own wounds. One more for past energy. Maybe this situation had your eye twitching. My right eye just started twitching. We have Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, empathy and compassion. Right? So you definitely could have been an overgiver here. You could have had so much compassion and love for this person that you just tried to make it work. But this is very symbolic of, going within, having compassion for yourself, focusing on self-love, learning how to protect your cup. Remember when I had to stop my cup from falling over? And we have the Hierophant. Maybe. This card says maybe. And we have 1 player, 2 player. So you could have seen yourself marrying this person. I don't know if you were married, but you could have seen yourself marrying this person. I always see this card very differently because I always see this card as a soul connection that triggers spiritual growth. Again, you could have really seen a future with this person. Maybe you wanted to marry this person. All right. Current energy. Current energy. Oh, that's weird. I'm hearing another song. Music could be very symbolic. That's weird. My phone is acting so weird. I'm taking it in tomorrow to get fixed, but this is my only way of recording and working. So I might not be able to do personals for until Sunday. Anyway, my phone just stopped working. Now it's working again, I think. What was I saying? Oh, I was hearing a song. There's a lot of music coming out. I'm hearing, is it Jason Derulo I'm hearing? I'm flying solo, I'm flying solo, or whatever that song is, solo. That's what I'm hearing when I'm getting your current energy. We have death. Endings. It's so funny because in movies and stuff, they'll pull the death card and people will be like, ooh, the death card. I love the death card. Endings lead to new beginnings. Right? And what's really interesting, 10 of Swords, 10 of Swords. But we have this, in your past, we have like these people playing a video game, right? Lots of conflict, lots of ego, lots of arguments, lots of blockages. And then in this death card, we have somebody riding solo, riding away from that burning game. Like I'm hearing done with the games. Right? There can only be one winner. Distorted masculine energy. Transformation ahead. Transformation ahead. So you are transforming. Beautiful. You're making lemonade out of your lemons. Learning important lessons. Moving on from a painful ending. Current energy. I'm also going to look at what might be blocking you. Current energy. Current energy. Queen of Cups. Beautiful. Healthy Queen of Cups. So no longer overgiving, right? No longer letting your emotions completely take over. Empathy and compassion. Intuition active. Intuition on. Very intuitive energy. Beautiful. What's underneath that? All right. So I was hearing that divine feminine energy, your intuition would be so strong right now. 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. So you could be focusing on your mission. This says mission. Contentment, being content in your own energy, right? I always see 9 of Cups as you're realizing everything you need is within you. And walking away, death, this was reminding me of the 8 of Cups, right? Walking away from what no longer serves you, walking away from less than you deserve, letting truth and instinct lead the way, no longer avoiding that thing that's burning, right? No longer avoiding the ending. It's hard. That Eight of the Cups journey, the Eight of Cups, that's a hard energy to go through because it can mean walking away from something that you love very much. And then this Nine of Cups energy, you'd be careful about who you let into your energy because you've worked hard for those cups, right? Nine of Cups, positivity, independent happiness, right? 9, independent number. Happy and whole within is what I'm hearing. I like it. Queen of Cups, strong energetic or strong emotional boundaries. All right, so what are you calling in? Because this is beautiful. So what are you calling in? Future energy. Future energy. Future energy. Oh, King of Cups. Remember how I was saying the energy you're in is what you call in. Like attracts like. Misery attracts misery. Wounded people attract wounded people. Healed people attract people on the healing journey start to attract others on the healing journey. King of Cups, you are calling in your match. You are calling in your emotional equal. You're calling in someone who, highest form of love there is. Someone who puts in effort, someone who sees the value of your cup. Not that you need that, because you see your own value. You see the own value of your cup, and that's exactly why you're calling this in. You're calling in your person, whoever that is. And you know what? What I keep saying is remove the face, it's energy. So if it's not the King of Cups, it's not it. Emotional balance and control. Someone who remains calm in the storm. Someone who has a healthy balance of head and heart. Someone emotionally mature. Someone who can match your energy, match the love that you give. When I'm hearing it, when two givers meet, it's like magic. I water you, you water me. You had the Queen of Cups. Remember that. This is my favorite king. This is my favorite king. Seven of Pentacles. Your patience will pay off. All of this work that you've been investing in yourself, you're going to see the rewards of all this work, of this healing journey. Your patience paying off. Seven of Pentacles. Someone who wants to invest in you the way that that's what I mean. You're so invested in yourself. That's what you're calling in. Someone who wants to invest in you. Growth. Seven of Pentacles. Could be a friendship that turns to love. Six of Pentacles. Equal give and take and reciprocity. Balance. You give, I give. Someone who follows through with action, right? The Pentacles. I always see the Pentacles as down to earth action. Growth. Balance. King of Cups, my goodness. Future energy, what are you calling in? Future energy, what are you calling in? Oh, I love it! Friendship turning to love could definitely be in the cards for you. Pun. I'm being punny. This is a lot of cards. Three of Wands, forward momentum on the horizon. Your future is unfolding. A healthy, stable relationship. Three of Wands in Three of Wands in love talks about progress, growth, the start of a healthy relationship. Something that you've been not waiting for, but investing in yourself to call in, right? Two of Wands, interesting. There could be a choice that you have to make here. King of Wands, you could have a choice you need to make. There could be two people here. But King of Wands, boss level, somebody who wants to make it happen, right? Somebody who takes the lead in love. And another thing, what I'm hearing, because I'm just focusing on love right now, but King of Wands, a leader, right? So you could be, it says boss level, making it happen. So this could be about mission. This could be about mission as well. Six of Pentacles, helping others. Your patience in your mission paying off. You leading others externally is what I'm hearing. The King, external energy. Inspiring others, maybe online. Right? Two of Wands, stepping out of your comfort zone. Taking down to earth steps towards your mission. Three of Cups, good vibes, calling in friends, right? So you have friendship turning to love, but you also have friends, community. Your hobby, Three of Cups, your hobby could become more important than your current job. Six of Pentacles, being of service to others. There's beautiful things aligning here. I'm getting soul tribe energy. Celebration. You're going to have a reason to celebrate here. Things falling into place. Remember? Just have faith in your journey. Just remember all that work you're putting into yourself. You're calling in the people who are on the same frequency as you. Shall we see what's blocking? Let's see what's blocking you. What might be blocking you? What might be blocking you? The Moon. Eight of Wands. So you could be feeling, what could be blocking you could be, there could be delays in your life, or you could be feeling like things aren't moving quickly enough for you. Just remember divine timing. Just remember good things take time. Good things take time, right? And the Moon. Unknown. So what might be blocking you right now? Fear and uncertainty about your future. There could still be shadows blocking you that you need to look at. Fear and paranoia about your future or about opening your heart to love again. Fear about stepping into your mission. What is currently blocking you? I know this is a long reading. The Star. So you could be struggling, like there could be shadows here that you still need to heal. Lessons, karmic lessons that you need to close out. When I embrace joy, everything else in my life falls into place. So the Star, a bright future filled with hope, right? So maybe you're not seeing this yet. You know, in my experience, what happens is Spirit doesn't give you all of these blessings. In my experience, Spirit doesn't give you blessings all at once, right? They trickle in slowly. Sometimes when you're being tested, right? So for me, I'll get a test and then I'll get a little blessing. And then it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but they start trickling in slowly. So right now, something that could be blocking you is that maybe you haven't seen any of these blessings come in yet, right? But they're coming. They're coming. Advice for you. Advice for you. What is your advice? 9 of Pentacles. Good advice. 6 of Wands. Claim your victory. Claim your victory. Maybe it's time to step out into the spotlight for some of you. 6 of Wands. You can do this. Maybe you have been thinking about sharing your light online or putting yourself out there. Remember, your light attracts your people. Remember that. Hang on. My partner needs to come and get Wally. Just 1 second. He's taking forever, so I'm just going to keep going. Don't put your life on hold for anyone. So anyway, I was saying successful outcome after a long journey, and we have 9 of Pentacles and 4 of Wands. So keep focusing on self, keep focusing on inner union. Remember, you're calling in the same energetic frequency that you're in. So 9 of Pentacles, if it doesn't add value to your life, it's not aligned with you, right? You have everything you need within you. Embrace your independence and trust, like it says. Celebrate your achievements. So also remember to celebrate all your hard work and your growth. Be proud of yourself. You deserve it. All right, I just want a few cards to have Spirit is seeing you. How is Spirit seeing you? A few cards. How is Spirit seeing you right now? How is Spirit seeing you? The Nightingale, what are you supposed to share with the world, my little Nightingale? Look, Spirit's proud of you for speaking your truth, right? The Nightingale, you could be a singer, or you could want to share your voice with the world. The Buffalo, spiritual yet grounded in discernment. I don't know why I paused it. The Beaver, loyal, family first, to be of service to others, your mission. So you're definitely meant to be of service to this world. So this is how Spirit's seeing you. The Buffalo, which gives me Hierophant energy. Grounded, yet I spread love to those around me. It's 12-12. You're meant to be spreading your light, if you're not already. When in balance, trusting, pure presence. People would trust you. It's so funny because we just had to get Wally out to go in his cage. And he always gives my partner a hard time. So I called him out and I picked him up and I put him in front of his cage and he just went right in, right? So I was thinking about that, like, you have a trusting, pure presence. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise towards the heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. You see the lessons. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. This is how Spirit's seeing you. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time, and may we allow this card to remind us, I am grateful for my progress. That's your affirmation. And may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. It is a gift, and we shouldn't be wasting it chasing love outside of ourselves, right? And you have the beaver. I love the beaver. Maybe you're Canadian. You don't have to be. The beaver. Why do I always think the beaver is Earth? Every time. The beaver, hard worker, loyal, tireless, family first. When in balance, happy, meaningful work. When out of balance, feels useless, worn out, hit your breaking point. To bring into balance physical labor or selfless service. The beaver personality is a welcomed sight. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for family and express it in the way of the earth element, providing a home, financial security, stability. Although a beaver doesn't usually initiate a project, once started, they'll work steadily for weeks, months, or years to see it through. The beaver card appears when the task at hand requires your long-term steady effort. It can also signify that it's a time for some selfless service. You, Six of Pentacles, helping the world. I love it. You smell divine. And I'm here for it. Nightingale. Fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. When in balance, speaks freely with kindness, which is such a balanced divine energy when you can speak assertively and confidently, but with kindness and compassion. When out of balance, shy, lump in throat. Think about how I started with a blocked throat chakra. To bring into balance, music. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of the other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card may indicate a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. So when you're overthinking, maybe sing it out, right? Or write it down. That's beautiful. For how Spirit's seeing you, beautiful. I know this is a long reading, but I don't care. I do not care. I love it. How is Spirit seeing you? How is Spirit seeing you? Maybe you're meant to write a book. How is Spirit seeing you? Love it. You got the elephant. How is Spirit seeing you right now? Right now, you are overcoming a lot, okay? Right now, you are overcoming a lot. We have the book, mystery, philosophy, intellectual knowledge, education, manuscripts, author. Write it out, the nightingale. So intuitively, what book are you intuitively drawn to? Flip to page 26 or 10 for a message. We have the ladybug, a vibrant, abundant life, happy, comfort, leisure, wishes are coming true, good health, balance. Spirit's seeing you balanced. Maybe you're seeing a lot of ladybugs. We have obstacles, distance, solitude, pride, block, cold, indifferent, delays, whatever. And then the elephant, which is about easily removing obstacles. Gentle, lucid dreams, keep your wits about you. Powerful, wise, people trust you. You're easily removing obstacles. You're supportive. Ooh, gross. We have the snake, deception, jealousy, betrayal, backstab, toxic, silent treatment. Oh dear. I'm going to confirm that one. And we have illness, fatigue, stress, deteriorate, reduction, filth, irritation, worry, fear, anxiety. I'm going to confirm those two. And we have the grasshopper, leap of faith, easygoing, sudden change in direction. So in the past, right, you could, when you weren't in balance, you could have been in that energy or calling in that energy. But sudden change in direction, leap of faith. Do you hear the blue jays out there? I just want to confirm those two for how Spirit's seeing you. How is Spirit seeing you? Ah, the Empress. Beautiful. So attraction and attractiveness in ourselves and others, grace, charm, beauty, love, relationships, art, magnetism, abundance, pleasure, happiness, the Empress, right? So learning how to protect your energy, strong emotional boundaries, the Empress. The Empress, divine feminine, would never allow that in their energy, right? They would choose selves. I'm just going to get one more for this one. Deception, illness. Deception, illness. The Tower. So anything like that in your life is being removed, right? Upheaval, sudden change, self-assertion against those type of energies. Choosing self. That's beautiful. Allow, trust in divine timing. We have yes, spring into action. I want to confirm obstacles. Obstacles. Okay. So these obstacles are were part of your soul contract, right? Because I just saw the soul contract. Moving on from obstacles, beautiful, growth, progress. Some of the obstacles may have been programming, right? Programming, conditioning, maybe religion, family values. But overcoming those obstacles, learning how to trust your intuition. Divine feminine. Hummingbird. Rapid response. Like, again, I'm seeing the elephant talks about, the elephant understands that sometimes obstacles are put in our way to redirect us. You're lifting out of negativity. You're overcoming these obstacles. The hummingbird. No longer fighting them. We have masculine energy. So you, lifting yourself out of negativity, being more assertive, right? Masculine energy. I'm thinking of that pink deck. Masculine energy wants to overcome the obstacles and see the results from overcoming those obstacles, right? They want to see the results. Maybe you haven't seen the results yet, remember? But Spirit's confirming you're being lifted out of negativity. Blessings are on their way. You're going places. I want to see Spirit's perspective of what is coming towards you. Spirit's perspective of what's coming towards you. Spirit's perspective of what's coming towards you. One more. You want to come out. We have the Star. Miracles, blessings, wish fulfillment, healing. Right? Beautiful. We also have messenger, movement, message, travel, news, visitor, delivery, goals, green light, progress, full speed ahead. That's what's coming. We have the, you're prepared for anything. You're prepared for anything. So remember you had the test, so there could be some sort of test with communication coming for you. Remember, be your authentic self, speak your authentic truth. Choose silence when necessary, remember? Especially if you feel anxious. We do have middle of the season, purpose-driven, secure, confident, gets it done, bold, brave, someone you can count on. So pass that test because you're calling in whoever comes in where there's like this miscommunication and it causes you to like go into overthinking. Remember, you're prepared for anything here. And if there is a miscommunication, whatever that connection is, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a family member, whether it's a person, it's not the right time, right? You are calling in someone that you can count on. We do have problem solver, curious, ask questions, adaptable, creative entrepreneur. So you see there's something here about you and your purpose. There's something taking a leap of faith towards your purpose. We do have communication here. Remember, there's a test coming with communication. And you may have to choose silence. Again, if it feels, alignment feels magnetic. If it doesn't feel magnetic, it's not the right time. Remember that right here. It's not the right time if it doesn't feel magnetic. Choose silence is what I'm hearing. What are you calling in? Spirit's perspective. Victory, victory, metamorphosis, time, be open, embrace change, evolution of the soul, rising up. You. The process of arrival, step by step, baby steps, progress, spiritual growth. Take it day by day. We have the Hermit. From August 22nd to December 21st. So just be aware of communication during that time. Remember, anything that makes you want to shrink yourself or anybody who you can't be vulnerable with, right? Alignment feels magnetic. Remember that. And we have win, victory, reputation, success, key experience, goals, recognition, fame, achievement. The snowflake. Perfect, delicate, coded, fragile, pattern. So there could be a repeated pattern. Remember the test. It was there, right? Remember that test. A lot of this seems to have to do with mission, if I'm being honest. So it looks like, you know, Seagull, Spirit wants you to focus on your mission right now. Let me just see. Advice for mission. Advice for mission. Assertive. Be determined, the Wolverine. Careful, aim, on target. Implement a strategy when it comes towards your mission, right? Be fierce, be assertive, be determined, be fearless. Remember masculine energy, assertiveness. You need masculine energy to go after your mission. Advice about mission. Advice about mission. We have the Lovers. So the Lovers is about making a choice. We do have talkative, so you could do, like, again, your mission could have to do with, I'm seeing the octopus, talk therapy, mental health, social, responsive. The Lovers within 4 to 8 weeks. Start planting those pentacles is what I'm hearing. Make the choice. I just want to see advice about future love energy coming towards you, not necessarily romantic. Advice about love and connection coming towards you. Oh, that's wanted to come out twice. Advice about love coming towards you. Advice about love coming towards you. We have the Chariot and the Sun. Within 1 to 3 months. Gentle, feeling, nurturing, not defensive. Sentimental, the Chariot. Remember, if it's defensive, if it's self-protective, someone resisting change, it's not going to be aligned with you because that's not the energy you're in. 1 to 3 months. Okay, I do have to say something important for anyone that you're attracting in, whether it be friend, whether it be romantic love, even mission. Don't mask your true authentic self, right? If you start a connection, any type of connection, and you are masking and you are hiding who you truly are, you're never going to know if that connection is right for you. And again, that goes for any type of connection. It's important to be your authentic self. And remember, anybody that you're calling in that's emotionally unavailable, putting on a mask, keeping their cards close to their chest, resisting change, it's not gonna be aligned with you. Please remember that. And we have ring, agreement, pact, cycle, trust, alliance, commit, contracts, partnership, circular, continuing on, promise, bond, closure. Oh dear, we have the sun, success, willingness, self-realization, vitality, creative identity, the sun, right? So anyway, I'm just looking at a drop down about Wally. So the sun, it'll feel aligned, right? The sun, happiness, healing, clarity. It'll make you feel happy, whatever this is. Maybe for some of you, there's something where somebody comes in who's still resisting growth, who's still defensive, and it gives you the closure you need to move on, right? When it's aligned with you, you'll feel happy. It'll feel magnetic, the sun. And right underneath the sun, we have soulmate, twin flame, faith, a pair of things, blooming, love, the one, deep soul connections, divination, fluidity. Again, calling in deep soul connections. We also have the Hierophant underneath that. Anyway, not that you need to... Just know that if there's emotional unavailability there and there's a mask going up, even from you, reflect on why that is, right? Is it because you're afraid? Blocked throat chakra, right? I'm just thinking if this is a new person, doesn't even matter who it is, but just, it's worth paying attention to when you feel like you have to shrink, right? Is it something that they're doing, or is it a wound within, right? Because with the right people, alignment feels magnetic. That mask would be off. Wherever I go and whoever I am with, I find love. Your affirmation. This reading feels so long. I'm struggling to not apologize. I will not apologize. Okay. I just want to get you a few cards from this deck because I haven't used it in a very long time. Yesterday I was cleaning out my decks and I found a bunch of decks that I haven't touched in a very long time. So, Oracle card for you, Sacred Destiny. Oracle card for you. We have transformation and blessings. Your blessings are on the way. Your blessings are on the way. Your blessings are on the way. Through a difficult transformation. And this could have to do with, like, I'm just looking at these colors here, right? Blue, transformation of the throat chakra. Yellow, transformation of the solar plexus. Even a little bit of green in there, heart chakra energy. Trust in your transformation. It's aligning you with blessings. It's aligning you with your blessings. Trust in the stillness, right? Trust in the stillness that comes before these blessings. And again, they don't just come all at once. They start to trickle in very slowly. Transformation. I don't know why I just said it like that. It's no accident that the butterfly represents transformation, rebirth, and resurrection. Remarkably, when the caterpillar becomes a chrysalis, it doesn't just instantly become a butterfly. It actually dissolves into a kind of soup. In other words, it liquefies itself, and out of that emerges something completely different. You, the butterfly, you got that from perspective from spirit. It is a true transformation. In some cultures, blue butterflies are considered very good luck and even wish granters. In Native American tribes, it is believed that a wish whispered to a butterfly will be granted when it flies to the heavens. The Native American shawl dance, which celebrates renewal, is derived from the butterfly dance. Also, the color blue represents a calmness, peace, and spiritual attunement, and the blue butterfly is thought to carry all of these meanings. It's on page 96. The sacred landscape wants you to know. This is the time for change, reinvention, and rebirth into a new way of being. If you've been plodding along, this card suggests that you take measures to shift everything. Don't resist change. The blue color suggests a spiritual renewal or initiation. Transformation doesn't mean taking something old and remodeling it or rearranging a few things. It means becoming something completely different, or doing some things completely different. Change is often uncomfortable, but it is usually for the highest good. This is a very lucky card, and drawing this card can mean that a wish may be about to come true. You have a blessing on its way. For all the hard work you've been doing. In many holy spring, in many ancient cultures, it was believed that there were some springs that were holy. Gods and goddesses were thought to reside in or near these spiritual places, and they were revered. Greek mythology is replete with stories of these special places. Many of the Christian hallowed water sources, such as the Chalice Well, were used for sacred purposes long before Christianity rose to prominence. These kinds of springs were thought to be healing waters where blessings were bestowed upon magical beings. The immense blessings are emerging into your life from those in spirit. Angels, guides, and spirit guardians are watching over you. Angelic intervention is available to you. Be open to the voice of the divine. Messages are all around you. You are protected. You are safe. Have faith that your path is guided. Watch for signs that spiritual beings are present. Profound healing energy is flowing to you in wondrous ways. Refreshing, replenishing energy is filling your life. And one more. One more. Beautiful. We have delight. Lots of birds. We have delight. I hear a little birdie outside, but I don't know what kind. The sparrow gains its power in numbers. Oh, it's a sparrow on this card. In clusters, sparrows eat and forage, and predators are distracted and deterred, even intimidated by their numbers. Security and joy in numbers is a lesson of the sparrow. Within their community, sparrows are always busy, living life fully. Many cultures align the meaning of the sparrow with joy, and in the Middle Ages, the sparrow was thought to relieve suffering, help one triumph over hardships, and bring joy. Delight is expanding in your life. Clap your hands with glee. Spend time with others. Go to community gatherings. Host a party. The joy you experience will give birth to immense creativity and your life will blossom. Share your happiness and elation with others and it will grow by leaps and bounds. So true. Where was I? This isn't the time to be serious. This is the time to be spontaneous. Don't sign any legal documents or make any pledges right now. Give yourself permission to have fun, lots of fun, especially in community with others. You're meant to be getting out there, my friend. All right, I'm going to leave it here. I know that was a really long reading, but I'm sending you guys so much love and light, and I love this reading, and I love all of you, and I will talk to you soon. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Spirit's proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. We're all proud of you, and I love you.